What's up, Nerdyverse? I'm Daddy Louie, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at a soon-to-be-released on Kickstarter game called Robo Junkyard. So stick around. Before we get started, if you're new to our channel and you want to see more content like this, start now by hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. I also want to mention that there's just a little bit of time left to get in on our free giveaway right here on our YouTube channel. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video, and you can enter multiple times. So go leave comments on all of our other videos. And each time you do, you get an entry into the giveaway. The drawing will be on December 2nd. I will leave a link to a video that will give you all the details in the description down below and up on the screen, so you can go and check that out. So if you guys know me real well, or even if you don't know me real well, I'll let you know right now, my favorite game of all time is Love Letter. Why do I love Love Letter so much? Well, it's because, one, it's a small-sized game, so it doesn't take up a lot of space in your bag, on the table, no matter where you're taking it or where you're playing it. Two, it's really simple to play. It's really simple to teach. And three, it tests friendships within like the first 5 minutes of playing. All things that, in my opinion, make some really, really great games. So enter Robo Junkyard. Robo Junkyard is a game that if Love Letter and Uno had a baby, the baby would be Robo Junkyard. I was lucky enough to get a preview copy of this game thanks to the developers, Evans Games. I will leave a link to all of their stuff in the description below. But a big shout out to them for letting me take a look at this game early. It will be up on Kickstarter, hopefully sometime in February, so be on the lookout for it when it drops. But I can't wait to tell you all about it. I'm going to stop babbling. Let's go to the table and check it out. Okay, so right away on the box art here, we have the 4 main robots that are included in the game, which I'll show you in just a minute. And, the art is really fun. There's really not much more to say about it. The game is slated for 2 to 4 players. It says the game takes 25 to 45 minutes. I have found that it plays much faster than that, but I have only played 2-player games, so maybe it does take a little longer with 4 players. And ages 8 and up, I would say that is pretty accurate. The back of the box has a little description, a picture of the components that comes in it, along with a list right there, and a QR code which takes you directly to a video description of how the game plays. That's what I use to learn how to play the game, so it does a very good job of teaching you. I will again leave a link to that in the description below for you guys to check out. Once inside the box, you're going to get a rule book with, again, that QR code and link to a how to play, which does a good job if you like video descriptions for rules. It also has gameplay rules and mechanics within this little rule book. It does a great job. I had no issues learning how to play or anything like that. You also are going to get 4 robots. As of the printing of this prototype, the robots do not have names. However, I've been told that once the Kickstarter comes out, backers will have a chance to vote on names, and all 4 of the robots will have actual names instead of numbers. So you get 4 robots. These are their victory point trackers. In a 2-player game, you're looking for 3 victory points to win. In a 3 to 4-player game, you're looking for 6 victory points to win. And then their decks as well. And then some victory counters. They look like little coins. And that's it. That's everything that you need to play the game. That's what's included. I don't know if there will be any stretch goals or anything cool extra. I hope so, because I really do like this game coming in the Kickstarter. So we'll just have to wait and see. Each robot is slightly different. All of their decks, and I'll explain why you'd need that in just a second, but all of their decks have the same numbers in them, and it kind of plays similar to Uno. There's a pile in the middle of the table, and instead of matching the number, you have to beat the number. So you're constantly trying to go higher up, and if you run out of the ability to place a higher number, you have to take all of the cards in the center. And essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to get rid of all of the cards in your hand first. You're trying to be the first robot to get rid of all of the cards in your hand. Now, how this differs from Uno and is similar to Love Letter is that each card has an ability, and when you play that card, you do what the ability says. So for example, here, this 4, it says when this card is on top of the stack, the active player must play a lower value as opposed to a higher value. So this kind of changes the rules a little bit. So you could see the strategy and when you'd want to play this. If you know, for example, your opponent has nothing under a 4, then you're going to want to play this to trick them into being able to, or into picking up all the cards that you can run out first. I'm not going to get too much more into the rules of how the game plays, because the developers have done such a good job of showing that off in their own video. I don't want to reinvent the wheel here, but the art is different for each robot, but again, their numbers are the same and the abilities are the same on each of the numbers, except for each robot has a special card. In this case, it's the 5 for robot number 1, and this ability will be different than, say, robot number 2. Let's pull him out real quick to show you the difference. Robot number 2, you can see the art is different. This is like a daytime, whereas this is a nighttime, and you can see his special is the 9. So if you look at his 5, for example, his 5 is... Oh, he doesn't even have a 5, see? Learning new things here. So he doesn't even have a 5. His special is a 9. So this 9 says, this card must be played alone. After playing, you may peek at the card, at a card in the collection. So if you look at robot number 1's 9, you see it's different. The abilities are different. So that's just how things get switched up a little bit when you're deciding which robot you want to play. Other than that, all of the robots play the same. Their objective is to try and get rid of all of the cards in their hand. Once they do, they get a victory point. The first person to 3 or 6, however you want to play it, is the victor. So it's played in rounds. Again, very similar to how Love Letter is played. So yeah, this is, there's really not much else to say about it. I will leave a link to how to play in the description below. I'll leave a link to that so you guys can check it out. Once the Kickstarter is live, I will add that link to this page as well so that you can see it. Alright guys, well that is Robo Junkyard. I can't say enough good things about it. It fits into the categories that I look for when I'm picking out a new board game to buy or to play. So I definitely recommend that all of you check it out, especially if you like games like Love Letter and Uno that play quickly, and any game that kind of screws over your friend. Coup, Resistance, all those games, they all play not the same, but in similar type ways as Robo Junkyard. I can't wait for the Kickstarter to come out so I can pick up my own copy. Again, that will be sometime, hopefully in February, according to the developers. and I will make sure to come back to this video and leave links to all of that, but make sure that you stand by, and I can't wait to see this game be successful. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot. Make sure that you share it with your friends and your nerdy communities. If you have any suggestions for our channel, make sure you leave them in the comment section down below. I read them all. I reply to them all. If you have any videos you would like featured on our page, hit us up on one of our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Circle of Nerds. We would love to hear from you and collaborate with you. Also, if you didn't know, we have a weekly podcast that comes out every Tuesday. It's called The Cosmic Disaster Show. You can find it on iHeartRadio, any of the many platforms that have podcasts. Just look for us. And if you want to give us some extra love and attention, you can check us out over on Patreon at patreon.com/Circle of Nerds. Anyway, guys, that's all from me. I'll see you in the next video.